Second, you pay it forward. During the course of my career, my life, people's helped me. They helped me get to where I needed to be. Now, for me to not pay it forward and help that next person, I'm not doing it right, you know? Third, you love your parents. You love and you respect your parents. You love and respect the people that raised you, because they can be gone in the blink of an eye. And I learned that the hard way.
Turner, he always downplays what he does. He makes it seem like it's not a big deal that everybody does this, but that's not always true. Vernon's never forgotten where he came from. He's never forgotten Curtis High School and Staten Island and the small community that he came from to make it big. So I was a teacher here at Curtis when he was a student. I watched him play and had no idea that he was going to be this big football star, and now more than that, this inspirational person one day. But I'm confident that his story can become the story of so many other students here at Curtis.
Now let's talk a little bit about your book. What compelled you to write the book, The Next Level, a game I had to play?
I was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 1994, and it was prior to me returning that punt for a touchdown. There was a lot of expectations of me doing it. Everyone in Tampa, all the coaches, all my teammates, they said VT's going to do it. So much that they interviewed me in training camp prior to the season, just like this. We're sitting down just like this, and Dan said, "Hey, V, I know a little bit about your background. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what's going through your mind." I said, "Dan, when I'm retired and I'm bored as heck sitting back, I'm going to write a book. And it's going to be a bestseller." I said that 17, 18 years ago. And I finally after 17, 18 years, I got the courage to actually do it. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I didn't realize how hard it would be to let all that stuff come out that I had buried for over 30 years. And I knew that I had a lot of stuff in there that can help the next person, you know? It was a tough journey, you know? And if I didn't share that experience and all those things that I went through and try to help the next person, again, I wouldn't be doing my mom, my dad, any justice at all.
Right.
What can put me on this earth, you know?
What does the title mean to you, The Next Level?
The Next Level. It was an easy choice to make. I was trying to figure out what was I going to call my book. And it was a challenge to get to each level. Every level was always an obstacle. It was something that I had to fight tooth and nail to accomplish. So the next level, and then the reasons why I had to get to some of these levels was because of my family. You know, especially at the highest level, I had to make sure that they stayed intact. So I had to play this game because I had no other, at that time, I had no other means of getting money right away, a substantial amount. I didn't steal, I don't do dope, I don't deal dope. So I had to do something, and something quick. So I just prayed, and I hoped that God gave me the God-gift ability that I thought He gave me to step on the football field and do some special things, you know? So the game I had to play had to be added to the next level. It was fitting. It was fitting for my life.
Now, how much of a positive influence do you think he is on the current football players that you're coaching today?
Oh, he's a tremendous influence. I mean, a lot of people, you know, know his story. Anytime he comes back, he always takes time to come by the practice field to talk to the guys. You know, I'll stop everything anytime he walks back because his message will carry a lot, you know, when he talks to the boys.
And what kind of message do you think that is when he does come and he does talk to these young kids that may be struggling like he did?
It's a message of hope to see someone that, you know, might not have had it easy at times, to wind up where he's at now and to go through, you know, to experience the things he's experienced. It gives some of those guys hope, and it might, you know, it sometimes makes those guys work a little harder, push a little bit more, and, you know, gives them, you know, like a shining light.
You know, everything does happen for a reason. I'm a sole believer of that. But in the same breath, if there was an opportunity to go back and change things, I definitely would, especially when it has to do with my mom.
Right.
You know, I mean, it was a tough battle. I wish I could turn the clock back and would have treated her better, and would have appreciated her more. If I had a chance to turn that clock back and do that over, I'll give my right arm to do that.
Right.
You know, but you can't do that, so you got to move forward. But to flip that into something of a positive, I learned something. I learned to teach my kids and my students and my ball players, hey, you love and respect your parents at all times because they'll be gone in the blink of an eye. So because of my experience, I'm able to help somebody else. You know, I had to flip it to a positive.
Right.
And that was the only way I was able to do that. So, and for that, I still believe that everything happens for a reason. I had to go through that to move forward and help somebody else, you know?
No, I agree. You know what? That's something that that my mom always told me. You know, and now that I'm getting older, you know, I start to see the positive sides of, you know, the journey that everybody's life takes. And I think that's, you know, just very important information. So I found that very interesting that you did speak about that in your book.
Yeah.
And what that means to you. So now, in your book, you talked about how you thought you had it all being a pro football player. You're on top of the world, cream of the crop, you achieved your ultimate goal. Now, can you elaborate on what you meant by that? Because I know you also talked about in your book how, I guess maybe you look at it now and you really weren't necessarily at that top.
I guess what I meant by that is that when you look at me from the outside and you see all the accolades and all the accomplishments that I've made, in the outside world, VT had it all.
Right.
You know, he played college. He went to national championship 4 out of the 4 years, won it 3 times in college. His first year in the pros, he actually made it, number one. Number two, not only did he make it, the first year he went to the Super Bowl. And he had an 8-year professional career. I mean, got it all. But people, when they get to know me and they realize the struggle and everything, it came at a price. You know what I mean? And some people would never want to go through what I went through. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. It's that I appreciate my career now than I did when I was playing. Because now I can reflect and look back and say, hey, you know what, V, through all of that, through everything that you went through, you made it, man. You're doing it. You're doing it. Now, let's go to the next phase. Let's help somebody else. Let's pay this thing forward.
Right.
And that's what I'm doing now.
Always looking ahead to the future and what you could do more to create a positive outcome, not just for yourself, but the community and world that we live in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, in your book, you also talk about a lot of very personal moments in your life and some very strong emotions going through the struggles that you went through. Now, how have those moments shaped and molded the person that I'm speaking with today?
It made me more appreciative of everything that's around me. If you ever look at me and you interact with me enough, you'll see that am I not smiling. Seldom am I not embracing and just loving life, you know, because number one, life is too short. I'm gonna live this thing, you know. I've learned that the hard way, and I also learned that you don't take anything for granted, anything or anyone for granted, because in a blink of an eye, it'll be gone. You know, I've always been appreciative with everything that I have. I've never been the type of person that I'm not a bling bling type of guy. I'm not a flaunt everything that I have. If we talk outside of this thing here, I would never bring up football. I would never bring up any of that stuff. I'll probably bring up golf. I'll bring up bowling. I'll do all of that stuff. But I would not bring up anything like this because I would feel like I would be like throwing it in people's faces or popping my collar because of what I did. And I'm so grateful for what I've done. I'm so lucky for what I've done that I just thank God and the lucky stars above that I had that opportunity to do it, you know.
Now, what advice would this Vernon Turner have for the young Vernon if you two were able to meet today?
That's a very good question. I had to sit here and think about it. You know, it's that's a really good question. I would say, just like I told you, which and I think I honestly did. I think I tried to take advantage of every opportunity. The one thing I would tell myself is to really love and respect your parents and let them know that you adore them and you appreciate everything, all the sacrifices that they've made. And I would say that, you know, just continue to pay it forward, you know, which I am. You know, I tell you what, I've learned so much now. I've already told the old Vernon Turner, dang it, you should have done this. Dang it, you should have done that, you know. But loving my parents and letting them know how much they were appreciated. Just continue to, like I said, continue to pay it forward and taking that advantage of everything that's given to me, you know. But you had to make me think about that question, man. That was a good one.
And our final question is, what does the future hold for the older and wiser Vernon Turner?
I'm not sure. I opened up a new gate of opportunities for myself, you know. I just launched this book. My plan is to open up launch an apparel line called True Player. I'm also, looking into some other ventures, but launching this book and getting it out there it's going to be a really main focus for me, because this is important for me to let these people know that if I can make it, goodness gracious, anybody out there can make it, man. So my thing is to continue to pay it forward, and I'm going to live life to the fullest. I'm going to keep smiling and keep moving forward, and I'm going to love life. I'm going to love life.
The conversation with Vernon Turner, Curtis alumni and former pro football player and author of the autobiography, The Next Level, A Game I Had to Play. And I just want to thank you again, Vernon, very much, and good luck with your future endeavors.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you.